Hello, Wrestling Crusaders, and welcome to our latest episode. My name's Sean Waskrug. With me, as always, is Jordan JPL Owens.
That's me!
Is that Sammy?
No, it's Kenny Omega.
His hair's red.
I'm the Street Fighter edition.
Okay, I was like why
it
would
was
I
on
think,
clearance.
I was like,
And
why
it
would
was
I
buy
think
one, get one.
I was like, why would I think that's Kenny? If anything, that looks like Sami Zayn.
So I got two of them because it was buy one, get one. Because, of course, I'm not going to take the free one.
Well, I guess it makes sense that he pulls up Kenny Omega because we are here talking about AEW Double or Nothing. They keep talking about this like it's their WrestleMania. It's not. They were saying that last night on Dynamite. This is the biggest pay-per-view. It's like, no.
Because, I mean, technically it is their number one. I mean, because at first All In was just the one-off, non-branded one. So this was kind of like their first one.
I don't know. I feel like All In is their WrestleMania. I really feel like All In London is their Mania moment. Which did you hear that they pushed back All Out?
Yeah, but not by long.
No, not by long.
Yeah.
But at least enough to like maybe make some storylines, work. I think they pushed it back.
Also too, unless you get to a streamer, I also thought it was pretty shitty to be like, hey, give us another $50, a week later. Like it's $100 in a very short amount of time.
This is back in the days when WWE used to do in your house, and they had like in your house like fucking like every other week, and I was like, no, man, no.
But also, to be fair, in your house was a budgeted pay-per-view.
It was considerably marked down, but then in your house started to become like every month and everything, and then they started giving them actual names, and then they just became the regular.
And then they were just normal. Yeah, then they
were back to being like $50-$60 a month.
Yeah.
But thank God this one is still on. Is it Thriller or Triller?
Triller. Yeah, no H. Triller is what you.
Yeah, it's on Triller. So luckily, I don't have to deal with Bleacher Report again. Thankfully, so I'll be able.
Yeah, I do personally recommend Triller on multiple levels.
Yeah, and I think it's a 3-month thing, so we might get it for this one and then the next one.
Because there's even like a triple pack. I don't know if it's any cheaper, but I saw they were selling a triple pack.
Yeah, so I mean, I think we got this in Forbidden Door, and then hopefully they just re-contract them up because I think it works so much better than Bleacher Report does.
Or hopefully get on Max or get on a streamer and stop asking for $50 every month.
They even said that it's not happening probably until next year anyway.
Shut up, Sean. A boy can hope.
I'm going off of Tony Khan. That's what Tony Khan said.
Shut up, Tony. You rich dick.
With his text messaging, because even though he's injured, he could still text message the show, which also negates everything.
He was there last night.
Oh, I know. I'm talking about storyline wise.
Feeling better. I know.
But anyway, we've got unlike King and Queen of the Ring, which our episode for our predictions on that just aired on the channel. We have 10 matches on this.
It is double. It's double.
AEW goes $5 a match, and I'll be like, "That's fair. I'll give you $5 a match." Where WWE is like $1 a match because Peacock's $5 a month. But we got 10 matches on this card. Much like AEW, at least exactly how it's always been. Their shows might be a little all over the place, might be a little lost in translation on what they're trying to do, but their pay-per-views always deliver. And I'm looking at this card, and I don't really see one match that I'm not going, that's going to be a banger. Every match on this is going to be a banger. This is going to be a great.
Their last two pay-per-views have been pretty fucking good. So
exactly, and this is going to be no different. Every single match on this, I want to watch this. The storylines might not be great going into them. I want to see these people wrestle. Let's go ahead and get this underway with the first match on the card. Obviously, not the order of the match. The pay-per-view, or that'd be really bad that they already released the card lineup. But first, we'll go with the International Championship match. We got Roddy Strong against Will Ospreay. I'm not conflicted that this match is going to be great because Roderick Strong is fucking amazing and Will Ospreay's Will goddamn Ospreay. I'm conflicted about who I want to win this match. Because I would want Ospreay to win, but do I want Ospreay to be the international champion? That's where I'm conflicted on. Does he need to be this champion? What are your thoughts?
Yeah, this is one. I was very much predicting, the future of Ospreay, Swerve, All In, and so I didn't necessarily think we're going to kind of segue with Ospreay and another mid card title. Um, I think it's going to just be simply Ospreay getting the win here. I don't think you're going to derail him with the loss to Roderick, who unfortunately has cooled off a little bit since winning the title. I just don't think he's had enough TV time.
That's exactly the problem. It's not enough TV time.
No, and I don't know why. I feel like he got the time. I don't know. They segue with just too many different people sometimes. Um, he had the win against Kyle O'Reilly, and now I think Ospreay's going to win it, and I don't know if he's going to carry it till All In, or obviously I could just be wrong on that match in general here, but maybe we're going to kill this title off. I don't know, but no, I think just Ospreay's going to win it and keep it going. I don't really see him losing to Roddy.
The only way I see him losing to Roddy is for the same reason he got his ass kicked on Dynamite last night, was that Wardlow. Wardlow ran over him like a fucking train, which looked great. And Wardlow, you got to give Wardlow something to do. Like, you gotta. Like, come on, man. So I see it going one of two ways. Either Roddy wins because of Wardlow, or Ospreay wins and he's holding the title basically for Wardlow. And then they're gonna move the belt off of Ospreay to Wardlow. But because, like, here's the thing, it's like you either have Ospreay eat the win now, and he can move past this until we get to August for All In, or you have him win the belt, and then you're either going to have it be a double belt match at All In, or you're going to have him drop the belt before All In, which then injures his clout going into a match with potentially a Swerve. Or you just don't do Swerve and Ospreay at all, which I feel like that's the money match right there. I feel like if you don't do that, you're kind of fucking up booking at this point. This is like the one match where it's like I've never wanted Ospreay not to win more, because I don't think Ospreay needs this match. I don't think he needs the title.
I don't think the idea of them filling one of these titles, because they do have too many singles titles right now. So
I feel here's my thing. I feel like if they need to get rid of a title, it's the TNT belt. They don't.
Fuck off.
That title is. It has been stranglehold by Christian, which granted he was a great winner. Now Edge has got the belt. Okay, not Edge, Adam Copeland. Oh fuck it, I'm gonna call him Edge. He's been Edge for like 20 years. He's Edge. I don't feel like this title is really doing anything. Now, if Malakai ends up winning it, which we'll talk about that match here very soon, then I'm more okay with it.
That's what I mean. All you need is that. I mean, first of all, you said Christian had a stranglehold on it.
He did, but in a good way. In a good way.
Right. I'm not, so I don't know why you want the title gone. You just admitted, great champion. Maybe you're not totally to the edge thing, and maybe we could have another great champion. No, and also I hate the idea of killing history. That is your OG secondary title. Kill off the stupid ass Continental, which should just been a tournament, or kill off the International, or kill off FPW. You don't need to kill off the
Continental. The Continental Classic belt, I agree, should not have been a belt, but now Okada's got it, and you're not going to kill off a belt that Okada has. Plus, I like the rules of that belt.
You could.
I like the rules of the Continental Classic that you can't interfere, because it adds an element of these are going to be straight up matches. So I like that rule with it. So, but yes, the International Championship is the belt that has the least clout now, because I mean, Orange Cassidy had it, and he defended it every week. And so it built up. And now since Roddy's had it, he's not defending the belt barely at all. But, Adam Copeland, he did we're doing the Cope Open. But then that only lasted like 2-3 weeks tops. And then that kind of went away. So it's like neither belt is really being defended. Okada's got the Continental Classic belt, but I mean, and he's only defended it like a couple times. So you got all these titles, but you're not utilizing them. I mean, you're using them for pay-per-views. Well, the Continental Classic's not getting used on this pay-per-view because of Anarchy in the Arena, but it's just, I do agree. There are too many belts in this company, but I don't want Roddy to lose the belt here if he wins it. I just don't think Ospreay needs this belt.
To defend Copeland, he's defended it 5 times in 2 months. That's not that bad.
It's not, but it doesn't feel, and but granted, that's because he's been defending it against House of Black matches, which are never, like, he's not losing those matches. Like, those are just matches to have titles for, but they're not actual, like, title defenses in my eyes. Like, they are on paper, but it's like, well, he's not losing those. So there's no element of, like, surprise, because we know that they're setting up for Malakai and Copeland, which we're finally getting. But I do agree that they do have a belt problem. Like, and I agree, they should do it exactly. The Continental Classic, they should have done exactly what they do with the Owen Hart tournament. They get a belt at the end of it. They're not defending that belt.
I don't agree they should get a belt in either of those. They should get a trophy, but.
Well, no, but I'm saying, but if you're given a belt like they did, then have it be like the Owen Hart one. Yeah, they can get the belt for like a trophy.
Yeah, and you never see it again.
Yeah, and then we move on from it. Eddie Kingston won it, but then they try to do this whole like Triple Crown thing. Well, the Triple Crown's dead, so now this belt's just this belt. But like I said, you're never going to take a belt away from Okada. That's insane. To get back to where we were. Roddy and Ospreay, the match is going to be fantastic. There's never any doubt that these two aren't going to go out there and tear the roof. I actually really loved their promo they had backstage. Was it 2 Dynamites ago? Or they were talking about respect and all this stuff and how they brought up like Ring of Honor and all this kind of crap. Like, I thought that was a really, really strong promo for those two. They didn't get to have one out in the ring, which they didn't need to, but I felt like that segment right there was actually a really well done segment. I'm excited to watch these two wrestle. I think, didn't they wrestle in PWG? I want to say they wrestled in PWG, but that was skinny Ospreay. That was like light heavyweight Will Ospreay at that time. This is a different Ospreay.
No, these two have never wrestled.
Really?
In PWG, they wrestled in SWE in England, and in the Progress they had a match back in 2015.
Could have sworn during Roddy's super long run they would have wrestled at least once. But like I said, this will be a great match. You have Ospreay winning. I have Roddy winning just because I don't want Ospreay to have this belt. Next, we're gonna go to the Women's World Championship match. We got Timeless Toni Storm versus Serena Deeb. I would not be upset if Serena Deeb won this, but I feel like Toni's got a stranglehold on this title because of just her popularity. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, she's got a stranglehold in it, and unfortunately, AEW, they finally kind of committed a little bit to flipping the turn on Wednesday. Serena Deeb kind of trying to hit her with the shoe. And like the heel of the shoe is definitely a bit heelish. So I think they're finally embracing, like, hey, unfortunately, while Serena Deeb may have a really nice, intimate story about, seizures and triumph and everything, we love Toni. We're not booing her.
The crowd just loves her. It's like,
yeah, so it's hard to make her the heel.
And Mariah May has become a face because of that as well.
She's the fact because she's a face because she's with the other person that we love. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, and for this storyline, no, they figured that out a bit too late. So I just don't see the heat being on Deeb this quickly because obviously they were going into with this being Deeb as the face. So no, I think you're gonna have to unfortunately just book a really good heel. You're gonna have to have Deanna maybe go a little bit crazy or do something. But yeah, I could see her dropping at some point, but not Saturday or something. Really.
I was gonna wait and ask this after the pay-per-view because we know Toni's gonna win. But who right now do you think you see her dropping the belt to? Not Mariah May.
Oh, yeah.
Do you think it'll be Mariah May? Like, do you think Mariah May will eventually turn on her? I feel like if Toni was still riding the heel wave, then that happens. But you either have to have Mariah May turn heel on Toni, or you're gonna have to have someone beat Toni at some point. Is it going to be a returning Britt Baker, or I feel like with Serena Deeb, I feel like in terms of just actual wrestling caliber, if it wasn't going to be Thunder Rosa and it wasn't going to be Purrazzo, unless it's going to be Britt Baker, I feel like Deeb is the safest one to take the belt off of Toni. What do you think?
I know because I think Toni's still over and having good enough matches that I don't think Deeb's over enough, unfortunately, at this point. So I don't see Deeb making too much sense. Yeah, like you said, it is hard to say who, though. I mean, just keep it until there is a proper person, whether it is Britt Baker, Jamie Hayter. Don't forget, it's always kind of in the wind.
Jamie Hayter's been gone forever.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's what I would hope.
I always forget about her because she's been gone so
knock on wood. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
even for Baker, I mean, shit, she's not been on our TVs for.
Well, Baker's had a back injury, and I think she's just more or less.
I know there's a reason, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I think they both need to be coming back sooner rather than later. They got to be getting.
I would hope so.
I mean, hell, I just saw Britt Baker did some photo shoot, and she's ripped. Like she got abs now, like legit defined abs.
Here's a slightly, I think this could be a good pick, and again, this is just kind of Ember Moon, Athena. She's shown off some really good heel work. You know what I mean? Pop her over on AEW TV.
Isn't she still the champ though?
I'm just saying though, like you could do that dual champ or B. I am jumping ahead a few weeks. You know what I mean? So
I wouldn't be mad at Athena. I like Athena. I've always liked Athena. I feel like she got a bad shake in WWE because I thought she was a top caliber star that they could have turned into something huge. I don't know what Vince's deal was.
MVP of Ring of Honor.
Yeah, I don't know what Vince's deal was. Like her look and everything worked great as Ember Moon. Not to mention just a fantastic finishing move that crowds love to see. But yeah, so we both have Toni winning this match. I think the match is going to be great. I think her and Serena are going to have a fantastic match. I love when Serena Deeb just like smashes the woman's knee into the ground before she puts on the single leg. It's such a easy move, but she does it in such a way that looks so fucking brutal. I fucking love it so much. But I'm actually excited to watch this match. Going to probably the bloodiest match of the show, pun intended, based off of last night. We've got the barbed wire steel cage match for the TNT Championship. We got barbed wire, which the last time I remember this happening was like No Way Out. Was it like Big Show against JBL or something like that, where they had the barbed wire on top of the cage?
That's what I'm afraid of because that match sucked.
Yeah, it wasn't a good match. But we got Adam Edge Copeland against Malakai Black. Can I say this one thing based off of last night? Do you agree? The pressure on that bloodbath, that was a fucking fire hose. Like, Malakai's lucky he didn't get injured on that.
Did you see the fucking front row? Gallagher.
Oh, they got destroyed. But there's that, because everyone's making fun that Malakai missed his spot because it came down his back, but then he leaned into it and then it came right here into his eye, and I was like, and he fell down and he didn't sell that. That thing pushed Malakai to the ground, and I was just like, good God, guys, like you're lucky he didn't fucking get some face damage or eye damage from that shit because that thing was like a stream. That's ridiculous.
It was also look kind of chunky.
Oh, it was chunky. It was like Jello. Yeah, he couldn't open his eye that he had the contact in, probably because it was coaxed in whatever it was. But yeah, it was chunky. It was like jam or jelly or some shit. But that thing came down with way too much pressure. But
do you think entrance wise, Gangrel?
Oh, totally. If you can get him, because I'm pretty sure he tried to get Gangrel when he tried to do this in WWE, but. What was it? I think Vince said, no one's going to remember Gangrel.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Yes, we will. We 1,000% remember Gangrel.
We tried, but no. Vince has like 10 people that he likes and he brings back for all the old school shows.
Exactly. But AEW, this is totally an AEW thing to bring back Gangrel. So I would totally be cool if they brought him back for that. What are your thoughts on how this match is going to go?
I mean, I have hopes for it. I kind of don't like the barbed wire aspect. I would have probably enjoyed more of a just singles match or even like a no DQ or no real cage match. But we'll see if the gimmick pays off. I am excited for it. I trust these two to hopefully have a good match. And also just prediction wise, I'm gonna go Malakai. I'm gonna go new champ here. I feel like it's about time to establish him.
The only way I see this match coming off with the brutality that they're hoping it comes off, because doing it around the top of the cage, that doesn't do anything. Like they're not going to climb out. Like we get that it's keeping them in the ring. It's keeping House of Black out of the ring, kind of thing. If you want this match to be brutal, and granted, if I was in this match, I've been like, fuck no, I don't want this. But you run the barbed wire through the chain links around the ring, so that way when you throw them into the cage, they're actually getting thrown into the barbed wire as well. Kind of like a barbed wire rope match, but you're running the barbed wire through the chain links all the way up. Tony's got the fucking money to make that match actually look fucking insane. And with you use rubber tip barbed wire, it'll look effective without fucking up everyone's backs and faces or whatever. So if I was going to make this match actually be like, oh shit, that's what I would do. But the match itself, I mean, it's Edge and it's Malakai. Like, this is going to be a solid match. It's going to be as good as Edge can go, which Edge can go. So that's not a worry that I have. And I agree. I think 1,000% that Malakai needs to take this belt. They need to put this belt on Malakai. Malakai's deserved a title for years, and I'm including this into WWE. He has deserved a title for years. He's phenomenal. And yes, he got the trios belt. That I'm talking about singles. He deserves a singles run with a title.
No, this is established him as a single star. Yeah,
Copeland only wanted the belt because Christian had the belt. Christian has moved on. Edge, Copeland, whatever you want to call him, he can move on as well. He does not need this title. Malakai needs this title. I honestly would be rather annoyed if Copeland ended up winning this match. But because this also opens up, once again, because there's a stipulation to this, if he loses, he has to bend the knee to House of Black. That opens up a whole... Because here's the thing. If Copeland wins, where does Copeland's story go from here? I have no fucking clue. But if he loses and he has to bend the knee to House of Black, that opens up a whole new door for Copeland storyline-wise. So I think in terms of story, it only logically makes sense that Malakai takes the belt and starts this new storyline with Copeland kind of being under his foot. We get an evil Copeland, a reluctant Copeland maybe, or he drinks the Kool-Aid and Copeland goes full dark and we get old school Dark Edge. And I'm fucking 100% down for that shit. I hope that's the route we go. Because Copeland winning, I don't see what's the point. I don't see what the point of that is. It's like we said on the King and Queen of the Ring, Bianca winning the tournament doesn't serve any purpose. Now that we know there's a title shot involved, sorry, there's a gnat in my way. I guess it makes a little more sense. Or same thing with Randy winning. But Edge winning, I don't see the purpose for this. I don't think it helps anyone. I think Malakai winning only is going to make the belt stronger and the story stronger for Edge going forward. Next, we've got the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship Eliminator match. We got Jon Moxley against I'm just gonna say Takeshita because I always say his first name wrong. Konosuke? Is it Konosuke, right?
You know what? I was hesitant, but now I think you nailed it. Yeah, Konosuke.
Konosuke Takeshita. Not Takeshita from MJF.
I feel like you nailed the first name, and I feel like you just butchered the second name. Say the second.
Takeshita.
Okay, is it Takeshita? Maybe I'm fucking up. Never mind. Yeah, him.
Yeah, but it's not Takeshita that MJF used to say, which I think that's probably one of the greatest digs.
Cornette is over. And then take a shit.
But yeah, this match basically was thrown together because, Takeshita did a German suplex to Moxley on, last week, and how fucking dare you get a title shot eliminator match. But
I did enjoy this week, though, him approaching with the microphone and just bonking him.
Yeah, but it did kind of punk out Takeshita a little bit. It did punk his ass out a little bit. But, I mean, it's Moxley and it's Takeshita. Now I feel like it's totally, like, vulnerable when I say his name. I feel like I'm saying it wrong every time now. Konosuke. I'll just say Konosuke. This match is going to be great. It's going to be hard hitting. I think 1,000% that Konosuke is going to win. I think he needs to win. If Moxley wins, once again, much like Copeland Malakai, what's the point? Outside of just it's Moxley. Do you agree, or do you think Moxley's going to win this?
I actually don't know. I'm going to disagree. As much as my heart agrees with you, my logic is I think Moxley's not going to lose because he is the IWGP champion. And I feel,
it's a non-title match though.
But it's still the champ. I feel like they protect their champ, and I could be wrong, and I kind of hope I am. But I feel like they still protect their champ. This is an outside of New Japan guy too, kind of like just like Hobbs. So no, I think it'll be another good match, and I'm happy to see it. I wish the build was better, but it is a pay-per-view.
Oh yeah, this is a 2-week build. This was a 2-week build.
Yeah, no. Like I said, it's. On paper, it's pay-per-view worthy. The build, not so much, but the end result will probably be a good match. And like I said, I know normally when they do the whole if you win then you get a title shot, yeah, that's usually a sign. But like I don't.
They even said on Dynamite he gets a title shot regardless if Moxley's still champ or not. So if
Well, that I
Moxley,
think is just a thing.
well, I know what I'm saying is that like he doesn't have to beat
Yeah.
Moxley to win the belt. Moxley could lose to Kenta. He would never lose to Kenta, but
Right.
he could lose
But
to
to me,
Kenta.
that's even more of a reason of like, okay, if Mox loses the title back to Kenta, let's say, I don't see them necessarily sending Takeshita over there to fight Kenta. I don't know. Like, they could, I guess.
I don't know. I feel like if there was one person on the roster outside of Okada that could beat Moxley and get a title shot for New Japan, it would be Takeshita. Just because,
Yeah.
of
I say,
who
I'm
he is.
definitely not like saying there's no way or holding it. I think Mox is going to get it.
Okay. Either way, it's gonna be hard hitting. I'm gonna enjoy watching those two beat the shit out of each other. Next, I feel like they're gonna change. This is just a singles match. I feel like they're gonna add no DQ or street fight to this. But we got Trent Beretta against Orange Cassidy. Even though we just watched them wrestle like last week.
This is the weirdest thing. Yeah, I don't get what they're doing here, because at first I thought they were just going to save the initial one-on-one for this, but they didn't.
Yeah.
They gave us the one-on-one already. All right. Oh, they're building up for the rematch. Okay, it's got to be a parking lot, at least, or a no DQ, whatever. But then even Trent was like, I want you in. Oh, straight up wrestling match, one-on-one. And it's like, oh, the thing we saw?
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly. It's like we already seen this match. I love what they're doing with Trent. Trent's another one of those guys that I think deserves to get more than what he gets. They're finally giving him a storyline. They're finally giving him some, stuff to do. I think he worked well with Roddy and Ospreay this past week. Of course, also with Orange. Here's my thing with Orange. Do we ever see him getting past the level he's at now? Like, do you ever see him actually legitimately being someone that we could believe to be AEW champion? Or do you think the international championship is kind of his ceiling? Do you ever see him progressing past this point? He's like our truth to me now. It's like he's going to be comical. He's going to have good matches. But should I ever believe him to be a top contender?
I do think he's a little bit next level to R-Truth, because you say good matches, but that's all they are, is maybe kind of good. Orange Cassidy is at least proven to be a match of the night, Dynamite main eventer. So I do think there is a possibility of him getting there. I see him as more of a transitional, but like that's a maybe. You know what I mean? I definitely also see this potentially being his peak. Yeah.
So do you see with this match? Do you see Cassidy winning this, or do you think this would, giving this match to Trent to boost him up?
To me, I'm gonna go Trent, just because of kind of like logic that you always throw, which is, what are we doing? Like, if Cassidy just beats him again, all right, Cassidy wins. What are we doing? Like, at least a Trent win will mean something, and otherwise we're just doing literally what we did 2 weeks ago.
Exactly. There's two routes I see with this match. Both routes end up with the same conclusion to a point, and that's Don Callis. Because they've been teasing this Don Callis thing with Orange. Like, oh, Orange is going to join Callis. And, who's just like, well, why would Orange join Callis? That makes no fucking sense. But Orange really hasn't been, like, pushing Callis away. So you either, route one is Trent wins, and Callis has been buttering up Orange this entire time for Trent to basically take him out, and then Trent joins Callis, and it was just a whole big ruse to fuck over Orange more. Or Orange, which I still don't see it happening because of merchandising, Orange goes full dark side and joins Callis, and it kind of makes Orange change in a way to add, to be just a little more of a vicious Orange, kind of like when he was feuding with Jericho, but he'll have Callis behind his back. And he beats Trent, but it's in a way that's going to push Orange more towards heelish stuff. But once again, you're gonna lose all that merch, because the kids aren't gonna want to dress as Orange if he's a bad guy, kind of thing. That's the same reason why they wouldn't turn John Cena's, because of the Make-A-Wish and merchandising and stuff like that. I think it makes more logical sense if Trent wins, and Callis has been with Trent this entire time, and they've just been kind of like fucking with Orange to make Orange seem like he has this kind of vulnerability, and he doesn't. But I just feel like every time I think Orange is gonna lose, he always wins, and he's got this what do you call it, like this shield over him, because there's so many times where I thought Orange should lose this match, and then Orange wins it, and it's just like, okay, I'm not mad, but it's like Orange shouldn't win this. Orange should not win this feud. This is a feud that Trent should win. Trent should get elevated. Trent should be going for the international championship against Roderick. Like give him some like that kind of a title. Like maybe treat you want to consider TNT title like the secondary title to the world title. International should be like the European belt. Literally, I mean, it's international literally is the European title, which is like the C tier belt. Trent should be going for the C tier title and get boosted up that way where Roddy is right now. And I feel like beating Orange is that kind of jump pad. Orange winning just completely kills all the momentum that Trent built. Do they continue their feud from there, or does Trent just go away for 6 months because that's how Toni books people? I'm not sure where to go. I think logically it only makes sense for Trent to win unless Orange goes dark side, which I just don't see that happening. I would call ballsy on them if they did that, but I just don't see them doing it. Next is probably the one match that I probably care about the least, but I'm still intrigued just because of one person in it. And that is the 3-way for the world rules match, for the world championship match. Chris Jericho with Big Bill against Hook and Katsuyori Shibata. I only care about this match because of Shibata. I just love Shibata so much. Shibata Inc. I would love if Shibata won, but I feel like it's going to either be Jericho or Hook winning this match. This is probably the one match on the card I don't really care for. Thoughts on this at all?
The build I don't care for, but both times Jericho's fought these two, I've had fun with the matches. So actually, I am expecting a fun match. Actually, like I think this might help break up the pace of some great singles matches, stuff like that. You know what I mean? Put this between Ospreay and Roderick, and then Moxley and Takeshita. Put this in the middle, like you know what I mean, something like that. So I actually don't mind this match. And actually, I also find it kind of hard to predict. Yeah, I do think Shibata doesn't have much of a chance. I think that'd be pretty random to put this random ass title on him, because it obviously makes sense for it either A, go back to Hook, or B, stay on cocky ass Jericho. It doesn't make sense for this world class fighter to care about this stupid title. So prediction wise, it's kind of hard. Do you give back to Hook for the nighttime? I don't know. I'm just gonna say Jericho keeps it.
I mean, this belt doesn't fucking matter, but
That's what I mean.
Jericho keeping the belt gives it, I guess, a little bit of relevance because he's changing the name of the title and he's, just egging on Taz and everyone. Like, I feel like Shibata in this is how, oh God, what's his name? Bounty Hunter.
Brian Keith.
Yeah, Brian Keith was last night during their 3-way. It's like, Brian Keith's only in this match to take the fucking pin. And then that was such a weak-ass finish, by the way. Let's double submit him. And now Shibata is Brian Keith. I feel like Shibata's in this match to basically just lose because they don't want Jericho to get pinned. They don't want Hook to get pinned. So let's throw Shibata in here, which I think is fucked up to do that to Shibata. Just like it was kind of fucked up. Because it's one of those things where it's like, you're only putting, unless you're going to let Shibata win, you're only putting Shibata in here so Hook or Jericho doesn't take the win. Because if Shibata isn't winning this match, then why even have Shibata in the match in the first place? Because you don't want Hook or Jericho to take the fall. It's not. It's logical. It's like you think you're being clever. You're not. Like we see this. It's very basic. Shock us and let Shibata win the belt. Have him turn this into like the neverweight belt in New Japan, which was Shibata's title in New Japan. Have him turn that into this, and we might actually give a shit about this belt. Have it be like the never title where you just put anyone up against him. It's a fucking just hard hitting, like beat the shit out of you title, and let Shibata run the course with it. Have Suzuki come in, have a match with Shibata, like have all these hard hitters come in, Jeff Cobb, all these guys, have Shibata kind of do his own thing with this belt. But they're not going to. It's probably going to just be Jericho keeping it going with the learning tree with Big Bill, or you're just going to put it back on Hook, and then the belt's not going to matter anymore. But yeah, that's kind of where this match is going to go. Next, we've got the trios match for the 9 titles that they carry for this thing. I'm not going to lie, I felt so dumb for about 2 weeks because they were carrying around all 9 belts, and I was like, what's the third set of belts? because I was like, well, there's the scissor belts, there's the ROH. What's the third one? I realized, oh, that's the actual AEW trios belts. They're just carrying around the fucking acclaimed scissor ones. I felt dumb for 2 weeks, not realizing what the. I was like, did they win another trios title belt somewhere? Like, I thought it was like another company's belt. I felt so
No, I
dumb.
see what you're saying. Yeah.
I felt so dumb. But we got Bullet Club Gold against Death Triangle. Not gonna lie, I got super excited when I saw this match get booked last night on Dynamite. Anytime I get Phoenix, Pac, and Penta, I'm excited. And of course, I love Jay White. The Guns, I enjoy, but I feel like they're the weak links in this match. I feel like the match is always only going to be as good as the Guns can handle. Do you agree? Disagree?
No, it is. Yeah, no, I'd be a little more excited. Yeah, if this was like Jay White, Juice Robinson, and somebody. You know what I mean? Like
And somebody else, yeah.
This could be fucking great. But now I'm like, oh, this might be all right. And hey, prove me wrong. But yeah, this is an interesting one. I don't know. Do you think we've only just begun with the Gun Club or the Bang Bang Gang or whatever? I don't. What do you think on this one? You go first.
I think. Well, first off, their promo last night was brutal. It really was. And I think it's because they kept trying to fuck around with. They couldn't figure out how to say Pac's name.
Who wrote this shit? Clear as day from somebody.
Yeah, it was really rough. Jay's really good on the mic, but he seemed lost, and the Guns were just kind of fucking there. I think someone posted this, and I think this is a great idea, but we have no idea when it's happening. The only reason I would be okay with this is if Juice is coming back sooner than later, and then they freebird it where Juice and the Guns are the champs, and then Jay can go off and do single stuff, kind of like what New Day did, where I was like, oh yeah, it's Xavier, Biggie, and Kofi, and then Big E's going for the singles title, okay, then it's Kofi and Xavier who's the champs. Oh, Kofi's going for the belts, okay, it's Biggie and Xavier. If Juice is coming back sooner than later, keep it on Bullet Club Gold, give some for Juice and then the Guns to work with, and then you can get Jay to start going after the singles titles. If Juice is still a fucking long way out, give it to Death Triangle. Give it to Pac, Penta, and Phoenix. Let them go out there and do their things with it, have fun. They'll get some great trios matches with probably like Top Flight and whoever. Hell, I would love to watch Death Triangle against House of Black again, just because I would love watching all 6 of those guys go. But that's kind of where I'm at with it. A lot of it just kind of depends on where Juice is, which we haven't heard anything about that. But yeah, that's where my thoughts are. I'm going to enjoy, like I said, nothing against the Guns. I like the Guns, but they're still very, I feel like, green in the ring, especially with these 4 guys. So I feel like they're all just going to have to wrestle around them, and they'll be there to take some great bumps. But it's really going to be how good this match is going to run on how Jay, Phoenix, Penta, and Pac run this match, and then the Guns are just kind of there. And that's kind of where this goes. I'm excited for the match because I want to watch how this goes, but I would like if Death Triangle won. I'm okay if Bullet Club Gold wins, but I'm not really sure where to go from here with either one of these. But I feel like the trios matches will work more if Death Triangle wins. But yeah. So, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I'm just more excited by a Death Triangle kind of return. I think they work well as a trio. I think Phoenix and Penta are better in a tag or a trio. So I'll go there just for match quality wise. Yeah.
I will say this: either the lighting was fantastic, or Phoenix got fucking shredded while he was injured. Did you see him when he was like doing? I was like, dude, Phoenix, you have never looked that shredded. Like he's always just kind of like he's in shape, but he's never been like ripped. But like he looked ripped there. So like, good on you. Like, did you take whatever Pac is doing? Because Phoenix looked great. But yeah, I hope it's still at least an entertaining match. Going to a match that I really am just kind of already over the storyline, and I've been over it, and they're putting too much clout in this match. The TBS Championship. Willow Nightingale against Mercedes Mone. I'm going to come out and say it. I've never been a big fan of Sasha Banks. I really just haven't. She's fine. I don't think she's in the same... I've never been. I feel like every time she has a feud with, I feel like the feud with Bayley in NXT was because of Bayley. I feel like her feuds with Charlotte were because of Charlotte, that they were so elevated. Her against Bianca, it was because of Bianca. I've never felt any feud that Sasha, Mercedes, whatever you want to call her, has ever been good because of her. I don't think she's good on the mic. I think she's cringy to listen to, much like Natalya. Not as bad as Natalya, but just listening to her talk, I'm just like, I feel like when AEW got her, I was like, that's a good get for them because they need a stronger women's division. But she has done absolutely nothing for me to give a flying fuck about this match. Willow is someone that I've actually grown into liking. She was kind of like Orange for me when she first started. I was like, oh, okay, cool. You're just, indie version of Bayley. But she has grown into me actually liking Willow. But my worry is that she's basically transitioning this belt straight to Mercedes. And I don't care about Mercedes Moné. I don't like this new character she has. I'd prefer her to be Sasha Banks. I know she can't because WWE, but I don't see the star power in her. I don't. I've never have. I just never have. I would hope Willow wins, but I don't think she will. What are your thoughts?
No, unfortunately, and I love Willow on every level. She's got no shot. I mean, Mercedes is the hot new signing. You know what I mean? I'm sure they spent a pretty penny on her as well. I'm not totally off from what you're saying on her as far as star power and maybe match quality. Maybe probably a little bit higher on her than you are. And I'm right now. I'm also too. I'm at the point of I'm not totally sold, but I want to be sold. Like, let's see, put on a good match here. Hopefully they continue to book her okay, and we have some more good matches to come, and then I'll maybe be more sold.
I want to like her. I do. I want to. I just, whenever she has good matches, it's always like, well, who was she working? I was like, oh, well, she's working them. They're fantastic. I've ever seen her work a good match with someone who's not good? Is it really because Mercedes is great, or is it because she works with great people around her? I've never seen her put on a great match with, I'll throw this name out. This is not a dig at her. I just know that she's not at the same level with everyone else. I've never seen her put on a great match with someone like a Tegan Nox or a Shotzi or someone like that. Usually when she's put in matches with wrestlers of that caliber, the match is not good. It's sloppy. It looks bad. But whenever Mercedes is in a match with a Bayley, a Charlotte, a Becky, a Rhea, or someone like that, well, yeah, the match is great. Well, it's because Mercedes is a good wrestler, and you put her with a great wrestler, then yeah, it's going to be a good match. But I've never seen Mercedes be able to carry a match with someone who's not good, if that makes any sense. But she gets this built-up star power like she is one of them, which granted, she came up with them, so she's right there with them. But now that she's not there, I'm sorry, the biggest story out of her when she left WWE was when she broke her ankle. Oh yeah, she became New Japan's first woman champion. Okay, cool. I don't agree with that.
I don't agree with that. I think her debut was way bigger than the injury.
In New Japan?
Yeah.
She debuted a new finisher that fucking sucks.
That didn't help.
that finisher is ugly as shit.
We're like, oh shit, she showed up in New Japan. I think.
Yeah, and then she had 3 matches, and then she broke her ankle, so she didn't even get to do much. But yeah, I don't care. I'm sure Willow will have a solid match with her. They're booking this as a one of the main events on the show, which I think is kind of disrespectful to Toni Storm, because the TBS's belt is supposed to be the secondary title, but it's been built up almost as equal to, if not more, than the women's title lately. I don't get the appeal of Mercedes. I know she's good. I just don't think she's as great as AEW's, portraying her to be. I don't think they should have had a whole big business event for her just to walk out there and talk. She's not Okada. She's not, Toni when Toni came in. I'm sorry, I put her on the same level with Serena Deeb. Serena Deeb is a way better wrestler, but Mercedes has more charisma than Serena. It's just they're kind of on the same wavelength for me. I mean, you're going to obviously book Mercedes as a bigger star because she has the charisma level of it. But if I got who would I rather watch wrestle? I'd rather watch Deeb wrestle any day of the week over Mercedes.
Because I mean, I think they both offer different things. So
yeah, I mean, once again, 6 months from now, she could be put in some of these great matches with people, and I could totally change my thought process on it. But as of right now, every time I've seen Mercedes have a great match, it's been because of the other person, not because of her herself. Next, we've got the Chaos match, Anarchy in the Arena. We've got the Elite against Team AEW, like treating this like a full-on Team WCW NWO show. We got Okada, Jack Perry, and the Young Bucks against Bryan Danielson, somehow Darby Allin, and FTR. How the fuck is Darby Allin alive right now? He broke his foot. He got hit by a fucking bus like 2 weeks ago, and yet somehow he's like a video game character. He picked up a health pack, and now he's good to go in a match like this. Exactly. He ate a mushroom in Mario, and now he's healthy again. These matches are either tons of fun or they're just fucking trash, depending on who's in the match. I'm interested to see how Okada does in this match. This is not Okada's bread and butter. This is not an Okada strength match.
Point. That's very true.
I feel like Okada's just going to be walking around just punching people because I don't know how Okada's going to do in this. I'm more interested in seeing how Jack does in this match. I feel like this could be a star-making performance for Jack. And hopefully he's not being the Sammy Guevara of this match where he's being chased around by a fucking moped car and gets ran over, which is still an iconic scene, and Sammy was great in it. Yeah, I don't know if this match... I feel like this needed more time. I feel like they just threw a group together to go against them. Now, if Kenny was healthy, obviously this would be Kenny. But obviously Kenny's not healthy. Kenny just had surgery, or he's getting ready to have surgery for the diverticulitis. I think I said it right. What are your thoughts on this match?
I mean, I think it would be a clusterfuck of fun as it normally is. I said Okada's definitely a fun factor. See how he does. Maybe he'll impress us. Maybe he'll do some fun wacky shit here. And so yeah, I mean, I don't mind, like you said, maybe a little kind of unfortunately, the Kingston part fell through, and this kind of started off as just an FTR Bucks thing. They kind of threw other people on top of it just to have the match because they like having this match. So,
but I feel like this match worked mostly because they were in Daly's place and they could run, around the football stadium and stuff like that. Like they're not doing that in the MGM. Like that's just not a thing. So I'm wondering how well this match is going to work inside that arena, because that to me was always the fun part. It was like, oh, they're wrestling inside the football stadium. Oh, they're going in the locker room. Oh, look, they're in the coach's office. Like that was the fun parts about this. And then it's like when you're starting to do it in an actual like arena where it's just like, oh, random fans getting in the goddamn way, or oh, we tapered off this one area so they could fight at the bar. Like that one time, what was it? Was it Swagger and Hangman that were just drinking at the bar instead of fighting, kind of thing? It's just like, okay, like it's fine. I don't know. I mean, I guess I hope it's good. Like I said, the people they've got in the match are all great. They're all great wrestlers. Some are better than others when it comes to garbage matches like this. Danielson, I'm intrigued to see how Danielson does, and Okada. Those are the two that probably feel the most out of place in a match like this. Not that Danielson's not capable of brawls, but it's brawls around the whole arena.
I guarantee Danielson will be fine.
Oh, he will. I'm not saying he won't be. It's just it's all this it feels like a movie. This match ride or dies based off of their creativity and what they're capable and able to do in the arena. Them fighting around the crowd in the actual main part of the arena is not what this match is, made for. This is for like doing weird shit in different spots of the arena, like in the boxes, or in the concession stands, or in the bathroom, or outside, or stuff like that. That's where this match gets its clout from. That's where it gets its fun from. Them just fighting in the stands, trying to get out of people's way, and they're just punching each other and going up the stairs. That's not what this match is made for. And like I said, so the only way this match is going to work is based off the creativity. Now, granted, you have the Young Bucks and you have FTR, two of the most creative tag teams in the world. So, I mean, you got Darby, who's going to do something crazy, and Jack has got this rocket ship up his ass of feeling like he has to prove himself. So he's going to do something. And then you got Okada and Danielson, who are just like, are we really going to fucking do this match? Like, I guess you stick with me. We'll stick with each other. We'll just go fight off here in the corner. We'll stay in the ring. Everyone else can go run around everywhere else. Do you think Team AEW wins this? Or do you think the Elite still wins this match?
I'm gonna say Elite takes it.
I do too. I think once again, I felt like this story is early, and I feel like the Elite losing this match kills all the push that this is going through. I feel like if the Elite are serious about this storyline, they need to be unstoppable until Kenny comes back. Kenny should be Kenny, and then a returning Hangman, and then whoever, maybe Coda or whoever they can get. I don't know how fucked up Coda is right now. I feel like the only people to take out the Elite are the former Elite, and that would be those three, and then maybe someone else. I don't think Danielson, Darby, and FTR should be the ones to beat the Elite. So I feel like the Elite need to win this match. Here's my question for you. Does this end the show, or does Swerve and Christian end the show?
So I had already read that, not necessarily what would, but I would imagine this, that Swerve and Christian is not the intended open or closer. That's
So it is going to be Anarchy in the arena that ends the show.
I would imagine. I don't think nothing else makes sense. I just know they had mentioned like the world title is not currently planned to be the main event. That's what it sounded like.
I mean, I love Swerve, I love Christian, but I agree. I don't think they should be the main event. I think it should be Anarchy in the arena. If you're going to end on a high note, you end on a high note like this. You don't then try to bring everyone back down to a match inside the ring. I feel like the crowd's going to either be restless or they're not going to be as invested in it, which sucks for Christian and Swerve. You put them in a bad spot. It's no different than Randy Orton, Triple H at WrestleMania 25, or hell, even Swerve and Samoa Joe last month when they had to basically go after the last three matches that went before then. The crowd was just gone by that point, and Swerve deserves more than that, and Christian deserves more than that. But yeah, going into that match, we got Swerve and Christian Cage. I was happy to see Christian pop back up, because I even said that, I think it was like a week earlier. I was like, where the fuck is Christian? Like, he has been gone. And then sure enough, here he comes. We get him. We get Kill Switch, Luchasaurus. We get Nick Wayne and Mother Wayne back, which I don't really care about those two. But I've liked the build, because Christian's going to build this thing. Christian's going to make sure this thing's built properly. I love that my girlfriend every week was like, where's Nana? Why isn't Nana back? Like, well, it's because Nana's hurt. And then sure, I go, he'll probably come back at the pay-per-view. And then sure enough, last night he cuts off Christian, which is just the perfect way for Nana to come back into this. This match is going to be fun. I love watching both these guys go. Much like we said with Cody against Logan for King and Queen in the ring, there's no chance Swerve loses this match, because this is Swerve's actual first title defense. Or actually, no, it's not. It's his second again. Because he defended against was Fletcher a title match? Was Kyle Fletcher a title match? Or was that just a match? Because I'm pretty sure that's the only match Swerve's had since the pay-per-view.
So Claudio was a full-on title match.
That's right. He did wrestle Claudio.
Fletcher and Cage were the eliminators. Gotcha. And Nick Wayne was just a fuck you match.
Fuck you match. Which was great last night. He's like, I'll be your daddy, and then starts spanking his ass with the belt. What are your thoughts going into this match?
Yeah, I think the only problem is Christian Cage is coming off a loss, and I think he's about to have another one. Because I think it's kind of like
Christian's gonna win this.
No. I said he's coming off a loss, and he's now he's losing a title and then jumping straight into an even bigger title match. So like that's a bit of a storyline thing. The build's been all right though. They've at least had focus on it, a little bit each week. I did think it was weird though, just to have Swerve's people turn on him and then Swerve just quickly
Yeah,
all of them.
local embassy just turning didn't really make much sense at all. Like, it would make sense if like Cage turned on him, but all of them, I don't. Yeah,
All of them too, and then just to simply get jobbed out in the couple weeks coming up to this. I was like, oh, okay, that's done already. Like they didn't
Yeah.
really get like the rub. I thought they were going to be part of Christian stable, but like not even that. Stack the deck against them. You know what I mean? It just felt very quick booking. All right, they turned him. All right, he kind of defeated them. They're done.
Yeah,
So we'll see
he dispatched the tag team guys on a collision, and then he beat Cage.
Yeah.
And Dynamite, they're done. It's like, no, Brian Cage is so misbooked everywhere he goes. He really needs to be booked like Wardlow, and he does not get booked like Wardlow.
Impact booked him pretty good for a bit.
Okay, no, I don't watch Impact enough to know that, but you do. So, did he ever win the title there?
Yeah, didn't he?
Did he? I don't know. That's why I'm asking you.
I thought he did. Yeah. It was 180 days he was champ. Yeah.
Okay. So someone saw something in Brian Cage.
Yeah. Yeah, defeated Johnny Impact and lost to Sammy Callahan. Anyway, but yeah, no, I think this is just, it's another nice little notch in Swerve's belt here, you know what I mean? Should be a good match, so I'm looking forward to the match. So yeah, and unfortunately that is another reason too why this might not be the main event. It's just simply it is unfortunately one of those like, we got to get to the next thing kind of thing.
And then didn't they announce on Dynamite that next week they're having the Casino Gauntlet to decide the new contender for Forbidden Door?
Yeah. They're already hyping up Forbidden Door. I remember reading that like, wait, what are they doing that? Oh, we're hyping up Forbidden Door. Okay.
Do you have any inkling who you think will win that, or do you no clue?
So it's for the main title, for Swerve's title?
Yes, for Swerve's title.
Who are you thinking?
I don't know. That's what I'm asking. It just popped in my brain. Like, who the hell would they give the title to? Or not the title to, but who would they give the shot to?
Is Adam Cole ready? Can he come in and like maybe sneakily win it?
I think Cole's still at least another couple months back.
Yeah.
I mean, he's walking, but I don't think Cole's ready to like run or do anything like that. I think he's still a ways off. I'm trying to think otherwise, like
do Moxley and have a real IWGP versus AEW champ.
I mean, because like you can't do Claudio. Claudio just lost. You're not gonna do Joe because Joe lost the belt.
Danielson, but I feel he's pretty facey right now.
He is, but Danielson's also lost like every big match lately. I love Danielson, but Danielson's lost every big match since I think someone posted that he's lost his last 7 pay-per-view matches, and the one he watched or won was in CMLL. He won there, and he hasn't won pretty much in the last like 6 months. So in terms of Blackpool Combat Club, I don't see Danielson or Claudio winning. Mox maybe, but then once again, you're putting the IWGP champion against the AEW champion, and then it's like, well, one of them's got to lose. You're putting them in a kind of a bind spot. So I don't see Mox winning it either. It's obviously too soon for Ospreay because you don't want Ospreay winning this close. You could do somebody like Wardlow or Roddy. I'm not.
Roddy, you're back to the double title thing.
Well, assuming that he beats Ospreay though. If he loses the Ospreay.
Well, you're not going to have him lose Ospreay and then go, no.
You could do, if Copeland loses to Malakai, you could do Copeland. And then you got Dark Copeland. Yeah. Then you got Dark Copeland with House of Black on his side against Swerve. So you could do that. You also could do Brody King. You could do Buddy, but I don't think they'd give them the main event spot. Well, Forbidden Door actually is probably the one show that you almost don't guarantee that the world title match is the main event though, because it's Forbidden Door. But they could also have New Japan guys in this, and they could also have CMLL guys in this, because they already said CMLL was going to be a part of a Forbidden Door this year, so they could be throwing those guys in that match as well. So it could be, honestly, who I'd love? Penta, but they're not going to. Penta hasn't got enough wins under his belt in AEW to kind of earn that match. So I'm not sure who they'd give it to. I'm intrigued more probably about this than I have been recently because, hell, you can give it to Big Bill, but once again, Big Bill hasn't gotten it. Oh, I would hate if they gave it to Jericho. Jericho does not need the match. I'm literally just trying to like think of big name guys who could be in the match that they could put Swerve with to have a good, win. Because once again, I don't think Swerve's losing, so you got to give someone that's going to make Swerve look strong with another big win for a pay-per-view. And I don't know, no one's really coming to mind right now, at least storyline wise. Honestly, the biggest one that makes sense is Copeland with House of Black in his corner. That's the one that I think gives the most star power and storyline wise makes it look the most like Swerve could lose. Unless you got someone better, that's the only thing I can come up with right now.
Yeah, that was hard to tell. No, I really don't know because even Copeland is another weird one. It's like you're coming off of a title loss and it's very face kind of thing. So no, it's interesting. Unless you throw.
Yeah, but he might not be faced at that point. He might not be faced. I mean, it's still Copeland. You're going to cheer him anyway. But then again, we also said that about Christian. But then Christian's not one of the best heels in AEW. But yeah, either way, this show, much like Dynasty, is going to be great from top to bottom. Even the matches that we're not excited about, we still think are probably going to perform well. Anything else you'd like to add?
No, I think we got 2 good pay-per-views this week to look forward to here. You know what I mean? Unfortunately, I think the worst part about the 2 is that the world title matches I think are kind of predictable. You know what I mean?
Because Cody and Logan was just like we said on what other match. It's a 2-week build. They've had a 2-week build for Cody and Logan, and they had a 2-week build for God, what match were we just talking about that where it was just 2 weeks? I can't remember. We've talked about so many matches. But yeah, both world title matches. I think Swerve and Christian are going to be the better match. Not that Logan and Cody aren't capable, but I think Swerve and Christian are going to have a better story altogether. But I mean, it's definitely, like I said, going to be good wrestling this weekend. We are definitely in a position over the last couple of years where we are getting spoiled by our wrestling in a good way. And keep it up, please. We keep spoiling us with great wrestling, week in, week out. But we hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you guys did, go ahead and hit that like, share, and subscribe button to the channel so you guys stay up to date with all the latest videos pop up on the Wrestling Crusaders. Of course, we're going to follow us on all the social media outlets you see below. Out right now, like we were just talking about, we have our predictions for King and Queen of the Ring, which happens on Saturday, where this one happens on Sunday. We will also be back next week to talk about the results of both pay-per-views and what our thoughts were of who won and lost in King and Queen of the Ring and Double or Nothing. And then we'll also keep you guys up to date with our current draft standings for our fantasy draft or fantasy wrestling league, which if you guys want to know what's happened with that, watch our King of the Queen of the Ring prediction show. We went all through the breakdowns of those, and we'll go through that probably again next week on that episode as well. But yeah, we hope you guys enjoyed watching. I am Sean Wasserkrug. That is Jordan JPO Owens.
That's me.
Yes. And until next time, in case we don't see you, don't try this at home unless it's on your little brother. Don't tell mom. Gotta drop the elbow quick. Drop the elbow. Finish him. There it is.
So, goodbye. And good night. Bye.